Hello, I'm John Dodge with a Week in Review for the week of December 12th. Here's the news. Research firm Gartner has issued a warning that CIOs should act now to protect their enterprises against the Eurozone crisis. Gartner Vice President David Furlonger said in a statement, "With extreme uncertainty plaguing all enterprises operating in the Eurozone, CIOs must act immediately to protect their enterprises. Uniquely positioned within their enterprises, CIOs are the only executives with sufficient visibility and potential capability to address challenges posed by the Eurozone crisis." There are 4 areas that the CIO can address directly that raise the chances of business continuity with the specter of multiple government defaults in Europe. Number 1, market volatility requires that enterprises act quickly and with agility. Number 2, with severe constraints on raising capital, CIOs must prepare to do more with less, really more with less. Number 3, with constraints on benefits and wages, CIOs must think how they can retain workers and talent. And number 4, they must prepare for increased internal and external fraud. The warning is explained in a report. CIOs should address the impacts of the Euro crisis on their enterprises now. You can find the report at Gartner.com, but you have to be a client to get the full version. But the table of contents is free and should get you thinking about some of the crisis issues right away. Next up, while we preach embracing new trends, a report underwritten by software vendor Compuware says a survey of 520 CIOs reveals deep concerns about consumerization, social media, and the cloud. The report suggests IT has deep insecurities about its ability to support end users and protect the enterprise against risks. What's more, manifestation of these trends are taking root outside of IT. The chief finding? 77% of the CIOs said consumerization greatly exposes the enterprise to increased business risks. Other key findings include 86% say they need a deeper understanding of the end-user experience. 64% said mobility projects are being undertaken without IT involvement, and 73% say they are prevented from supporting software as a service or social media. What does this all mean? Well, here's what Steve Tack, CTO of one of Compuware's business units, has to say, and I quote, "This research shows the age-old disconnect between business and IT is at risk of widening. Employees are clearly hungry to use the same technologies in their business environments that they are already using in their personal lives. This is creating more challenges for those responsible to keep those technologies up and running. To adapt to this changing dynamic, it's critical for organizations to extend best practice management beyond the firewall by first understanding the end user experience of new technologies and services. This is the only way to support end users as they look to take advantage of trends such as cloud and mobility." End quote. On the CIO front, Federal CIO Stephen von Roykel is reporting that the government has saved almost $1 billion in its cloud-first and IT reform initiatives. The savings come from everything from scrap projects to improve governance to reduce project scope. Almost half of the savings, or what the government calls reduced cost implications, comes from eliminating duplication. Of 20 IT reform deliverables raised by von Roykel, 14 have been delivered, 3 are on track, and 3 are behind schedule. Not surprisingly, 2 of the 3 initiatives that are behind schedule involve working with Congress. In the next 12 to 18 months, von Roykel promises 5 more deliverables, including a government-wide marketplace for data and enhanced IT staff mobility across government and industry. We conclude today's broadcast with mentioning the hottest discussion at the Enterprise CIO Forum. It's about how behind the curve CIOs are on social media and whether they should champion the notion of social business. Do you think social business is key to transformation and agility? Do you know what social business is? Well, join the conversation at the Enterprise CIO Forum The headline, CIOs striking out on social media as in fanning, a big K, missing the ball. This is John Dodge, Community Manager of the Enterprise CIO Forum with another Week in Review. We will see you again.